We have a roll call, please.
Jeffrey Wood.
Here.
Paul Kent.
Here.
Ken Bruno. Connie Wang. Stephanie Zhang. Here. Jason Kim.
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo.
Here.
John Madden.
Here.
Barnabas Smith. Dr. Seville.
Here.
Angela Spadesky. Matthew
3 months
Petracca.
together. I just spoke to the attorney. He is actually minutes away.
Okay.
Thank you. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby state that adequate notice of this special meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated December 14, 2018. The meeting notice has been posted on bulletin boards located inside each school building and the Board of Education office, communicated to at least one of the board's designated newspapers, and filed with the Borough Clerk of Palisades Park. First off, I'd like to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Besides that, I don't have a report, so Dr. Cyril, do you have a report?
Sure. Bear with me for a few minutes if you don't mind. First and foremost, I want to publicly thank the Korean Education Center and the Consulate's office in Korea for once again giving us a donation at Palisades Park Junior Senior High School in the amount of $8,000 and at Lindbergh Elementary School in the amount of $6,000. These funds go towards field trips, towards different professional development activities, and some supplies and materials. So again, I appreciate and publicly thank this organization. A few months ago, our district met and heard from Chief Haiduka, and really were very well informed. I had the pleasure yesterday of being in all 3 schools with a gentleman that has more knowledge on school security than many of people I've ever met. Gene Rickel did a walkthrough with me yesterday of all our schools, went through some of maybe our areas that are deficient and may need immediate attention, and also will come back in the month of January, very likely, with board approval, if we are to use his services to potentially point out bigger and more concerning issues. The 2 or 3 hour meeting literally brought 7 or 8 things immediately to our attention that I have moved on already. I will tell you wholeheartedly, these are concerning but not alarming. Concerning enough that we've already addressed 3 or 4 of the 6 things. Again, this is a constant work in progress. It's not something that can be fixed overnight. It's something that we have to stay abreast of and in tune with, and I thank publicly Gene Rickel for that. Something under curriculum tonight is work that really has been a part over the last 2 years at the junior senior high school, and it is permissible by the New Jersey Administrative Code 6A 8-5.1, more commonly known as the Option 2. It is a program and curriculum that is permitted very likely in our junior senior high school, more specifically for high school age students, that allow our students to meet state requirements. We are seeing a very different population come through our schools with different needs. Work being one of the main areas that these kids need to take part in. They are helping their families pay bills. School is not always at the top of the list, unfortunately, different from how I grew up. And I give credit to those kids that are still able to come to our schools each and every day. But I think the Option 2 allows for different elective programs during the course of the day that still allow these kids to graduate high school in the Palisades Park schools. So I would ask the board during curriculum to please consider that for approval. And I would be remiss to say, over the last 6 years as being on the board, there are some great members of the board that will no longer be with us effective January. So publicly, I thank Mr. Kim. I thank Mr. Bruno, who is not here yet, but I believe is on the way, and Ms. Connie Huang. So I appreciate their efforts. I appreciate what they've done for our students, schools, faculty, and staff. And I, too, wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cirillo. Next is the report of our board attorney.
I don't have anything to report, thank you.
Thank you. Minute approval. Can we have a motion to approve both October and November minutes?
I move. All second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Jeffrey, do you want to vote on them separately?
Oh, yes, let's do that actually. Let's do October 1st.
Okay. October 17th.
Yeah.
Who was the second?
Me, Wallace.
Barnabas? Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes, let me recuse myself, I wasn't there.
Recuse? Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim? Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Thank you. And a motion to approve November 27th minutes?
Move.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will rather?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Let me recuse myself one more time, thank you.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you. Now on to the committee reports for finance, Mr. Matisich.
Before you, you have 14 resolutions. Ms. Montemiro faxed them to me, I went over them, they look all right, so I move on the consent agenda.
I second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes,
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Before we continue, Mr. Matisich, she faxed them to you, did you say?
yes, the resolutions.
Oh, wow. Don't go, I'm just kidding.
We can scan an
And I
email as
also
well.
got an email,
We
which
do
I'm
still
not
have a
too crazy
fax
about.
machine.
I'm from the old
Do
school.
that as
You
well.
fax it to me.
Thank you. On to buildings and grounds. Mr. Bruno's not here. Mr. Matisich, can you take that as well?
Be resolved that the board, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the use of the high school auditorium and the cafeteria on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2019. Happy New Year, from 5 to 10 p.m. for the annual reorganizational meeting of the Borough of Palisades Park. Anticipated attendance 200 people.
I second.
Wow. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes,
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Personnel Committee, Dr. Matarazzo, please.
Yes, I'd like to move on consent agenda, 15 resolutions. I met with Dr. Cirillo yesterday, and we went over each and every one of them. I move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Paul Kim?
Yes. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes, but I recuse on the 21st century, two names, Samantha Matarazzo and James Mascolo.
John Madison?
yes,
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
And curriculum, Mr. Jason Kim.
Yeah, before I do the curriculum, did we do the buildings and grounds?
So,
Yes.
Yeah, we did. I just missed it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Before you, we have one resolution about the option 2 curriculum update. I'd like to make a motion for, as a consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Stephanie?
I'll second.
I think Stephanie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Jeffrey Will?
yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
yes.
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Next is our negotiations with Stephanie Jang.
There's no report at this moment.
Thank you. And policy, Mr. Paul Kim.
Yes, upon the recommendation of superintendent, before you, we have two resolutions involving, two policies, one domestic violence and gender identity and expression. I'd like to make a motion to approve these two policies.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will?
Yes.
Paul Kim?
Yes.
Stephanie Jennings? Yes. Jason Kim?
Yes.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Barnabas Wolf?
Yes.
Okay, no report for PTA. Student activities, field trips, Mr. Jason Kim.
Yeah. Before you, we have two agendas. I'd like to make a motion to, as a consent agenda of these two.
Is there a
I move.
second?
I second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Will? Paul Kim.
Yes.
Stephanie Jang. Jason Kim.
Yeah.
Tom Matarazzo.
Yes.
John Matisich.
Yes.
Barnabas Wolf.
Yes.
Thank you, and, no report for calendar food services. Is there any old business? Any new business?
I just want to make one mention this evening, and I know I shared this with Mr. Petracca very last minute, so if we may have to come back to this next month, that would be fine by me. But I had a meeting with our county executive last week, and I'm exploring different types of cost savings to our district with regard to potential shared services. And we're looking at different options. I know that the county government is working with different municipalities, but more exclusively working with school districts with regard to repair and maintenance of vehicles and or the lending, for a lack of better words. If one of our maintenance vehicles goes down during a snowstorm and we don't have the capabilities, in entering agreements upon the recommendation of mine and the clearance by our board attorney, I would consider for next month potentially that our board work with the county government. They would lend us vehicles that would help us remove snow in the event ours went down, which has happened in the past. I'd like to be more proactive. I do have a list of school districts that are already taking part. And talking to Mr. Tedesco, many school districts are taking advantage of this. Not as many local governments are. I want to get on this before it's too late. So again, Westwood, Beckton, Waldwick, Ridgewood, Leonia, Dumont are some districts, to name a few. I know Matthew probably would come back to us next month, and I would love to move forward with this type of stuff.
I will review it.
Sorry, it's a little Christmas homework for you, sir. Yes, Jason, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to add it on to that, that share service is always a great option that we have it. The place that I'm at, another place that I'm at in Belong County Technical School System, that's what I try to portray to the people in working in a higher level than local governments. Because they have a different source of the money, they do have a money. So instead of holding off on their own, it's always a good idea to share their resource and knowledges and whatever their fortune with any other district or any other schools that need it. So utilizing this kind of shared services, I think is one of the best things that we have it. Because we all pay the county tax. We should have our share of the whatever tax we pay for the county. So shared service like this, we should get it all the time.
Good idea.
All right, thank you. Any other new business?
Mr. President, last night I had the pleasure of attending the concert at the high school, and I commend the students for the chorus and the band. I was shocked when the teacher said, I think Mr. Westcott, 104 kids were in the chorus. The stage was full. It was a beautiful sight to see. They did a fantastic job, both parties. I commend them very well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if there isn't any other new business, we'll make a motion to audience participation.
We have to plan the reorganization meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go into closed session for the record, and we do have to take formal action after. So if you'd like to pick some dates now or discuss it later, whatever you want.
Okay, I don't know.
Was there a statutory law that we have to?
So we have to have the meeting within the first 10 days. Diane, I know, is very well versed in this. If you want to share, Diane?
What do you want me to share? We have to have it with.
Share the date you would like to have it on,
We
Diane.
have to have it by January 10th, so. Yeah, any.
Before tax or?
By the 10th, yes.
January, within the first 10 days of January. Last year, we had it actually on January 10th.
You wanna do it Tuesday the
That's a
8th?
good idea. Doesn't matter.
Good with that?
Let's find out from the new oncoming members as well.
Yeah, that would be
And reach out to
Timothy
them.
Yang, who's in the
But
audience.
there's only
We can pull it.
one person here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe Ms. Monster.
Because they
Yeah,
do
I'll
have to get
call them.
sworn in.
I'll call them and then I'll call everybody.
You have an order contact number with that?
Of course I do.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah, and we'll be in touch and.
Timothy,
figure
excuse
that
me, I
out.
don't wanna point you out, but do you have a preference? Are you available any day of the week?
Yes, I'm
Any evening?
available any days of the week is
You
fine.
are, okay.
So whatever's convenient for everybody is fine.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, And, motion to open audience participation.
I move that we open audience participation.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please remember, each participant is limited to 3 minutes per our policy 9322. Please state your name for the record. Anyone in the audience? Yes.
Neris Papote. I want to say thank you to the board, Dr. Cirillo, who take my complaint and did fix part of the bathroom, and is gonna be working on it. And
Really?
Valerie is very happy, my daughter, because she's really saying that they did. And also, I want to say, I'm a mother of 3 kids, and for the first time, I feel that I'm doing what I have to do. Because now that I have my daughter, this is so great in school, I gotta say. For the first time, she get us on a roll. And it was like, I feel the most proud mom, and I want everybody to know. But I feel like the school, I know it's gonna be new year, that it's gonna be new board member. I would like to see how the kid get recognized when they get those kind of award. Because as a person, we wanna get recognized. When we do something good, we want people to say, even that we don't say loud because we feel embarrassed of saying that what we want, but the kid needs to do that. Like they need to see that they get recognized when they get the honor roll, or little breakfast, or just going in, and the other kids gonna see them, and they wanna be there. Like, oh, Valerie get honor roll, so a little meeting in the morning of after school for the parent who get the honor roll, or even for the school. And they see that they want to imitate, that they want to copy that, because all Valerie friends know that she got honor roll, and they want to go there. Now she go, I want principal list because I want to get it better. But it's just a simple paper. It's nice, but she want, not her, I think every kid, and as a parent, a little breakfast. We could be part of that. The parent could bring the bagel, or we could be part. I'm not welcome to do that. And I never maybe asked for that before because I never got that good.
That's good.
And also, like, do things for the kid, like for the, at this time of the age, they are like 10 years old, but they need some kind of program for at the school because they left school, but they need like something extra as of, like a teenager that they're gonna come. And I think it's really helped the kid, for other kids to see how important and get recognized. And also make them feel they doing good and they want to keep doing good. And that's what we want. We want the kid to feel that if you do good, you get recognized, you get prize. And another word, as a parent, we do our part. Like I did my part. I recognize her. I take her to dinner, and I do things. It's a little thing, but it's a lot because this is what is going to be in the role. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
Anyone else in the audience? Yes.
Kathy Doheny, co-president of the PPA, and just so that you know, they have a breakfast for the students who already at Lindbergh School.
Oh,
As well as the high
As
school.
well as
Yep.
the high school, I know, great.
Oh, no
so
party.
ECC then?
Yeah.
They
We
probably
have-
didn't,
we
they
have
probably
a
didn't
board
just
ceremony
schedule it yet.
that the parents
Because the
come.
report cards just came out, so they do a
students
breakfast for them.
Okay.
I didn't get the memo that it's scheduled yet
Oh, so
either,
that even better. That's
so
even better.
it's taken care of at school.
Great,
I
thank
it
you
was
for that.
valid.
Very nice. Oh, she's gonna get very excited.
Some days we do right, a lot of days we do wrong.
No,
That's
we
called
all
Saturday
make
and Sunday.
we all make mistakes, and we are here to fix it and make it better.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience? Yes.
Hi, Jane Martin, 80 Brinkhoff Terrace.
I don't know what.
I just have 2 questions. On the option 2,
Yes.
do we write that curriculum, or is that written for us by the State Department of Education?
So there is a model curriculum to follow.
Okay.
We will be adhering to it very closely. Clearly, all of the major core requirements, the 4 years of English, the 3 years of math, are still required, et cetera.
Okay.
But for example, our junior, senior high school at this point has 8 periods and 40 credits per year. times 4 years is 160 credits. The State Department of Education requires 120 credits. I understand our community. I'm starting to see the change. Clearly, we need to change with it, and we don't need to make it as rigorous for all students. This is not for every child.
Absolutely.
This is for students who have other situations going on in their lives that this would prevent them, I hope, from potentially dropping out.
Correct.
So this is something that I wish we would have moved on sooner. I did my due diligence. It's in compliance with the New Jersey Administrative Code, and it's something that we've already identified the kids. This is something I know Mr. Kim, Jason Kim, talked about a task force
Yes.
months ago. We were ahead of it a little bit, but this is still something that we have to constantly work at. We're seeing a very unique situation in our district with overaged and undereducated, and to try to meet that in the middle, programs like this will help us.
Good, excellent. And the other question I have is about the two policies. Both of those policies are written by the state. We are just
Absolutely.
taking them on,
So-
as we should.
I think it's fair to say, and Ms. Montemuro can attest to it, 99.9% of our policies
Is
are written by the New
state-mandated,
Jersey
yes.
School Board.
Yeah.
We just have to conform,
Correct.
have our district conform to the state.
Just asking,
Yeah,
thank you.
we can, and at times, something like the option 2, it is a state approved program. There's no policy. We as a board just approved it as a district policy. So that would be district to district, but those two that you're more specifically talking about are state approved.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Yes.
A couple questions. I'm just gonna piggyback off Ms. Martin. Is that like a credit recovery program?
So there
Like,
is options in that curriculum for credit recovery, yes.
That's
Yep.
essentially what it is, okay. My
There's
other-
more independent studies, there's options for those
No,
kids.
I
Yeah.
know a couple of different ones. I
Yeah.
was just trying to see.
Sure.
And then on the repairs for the kitchen,
Yes.
I know I had mentioned to you, is it
Absolutely.
on here, the kettle?
So it is not on here. I actually had a meeting with our business administrator, with the manager of Pomptonian on Monday, I believe. Is that right, Angela? Okay, for the record, on January 7th, we are meeting with our auditors. We are, usually we have an audit finding here on the December meeting. We are looking at every last angle to see that we can find those funds in this year's, when I say this year's 18-19 funds, not wait till July
No, I
19-20.
understand what you're saying, but the issue I have with the funding piece is
Yes.
it's causing lunch not to be made properly, which I only recently found out.
Yeah.
And we have 700 students who eat there every day, and we're not able to fulfill the lunch menus because of it.
Yeah, so when I brought that to his attention and I said clearly.
That is absurd.
I said clearly, this is a problem, and what the answer to me was, the one day, the menu was not altered as it should have been, in a timely fashion.
When it's not, my daughter's been eating meatballs instead of spaghetti and meatballs
Yep.
for a month
Correct.
when it's on the menu.
Correct.
That's absurd.
I'm hopeful that, and we tried to fix this, we tried to do something, this is something in excess of $20,000 that I wish we can fix yesterday.
I understand that, but when it is affecting kids who eat, who have free and reduced lunch.
Yep.
I told you all this in the email, and we can't feed them. Most kids that are on free and reduced, the only meal they get is at school. Not you. The district is denying them that. I take issue,
I'm not here to defend Pomptonian, they do a great job, but what I will
They
tell you
do,
is
but-
they are satisfying the national food lunch requirements, and maybe the children aren't getting the pasta right now. But Maria, on January 7th can't come soon enough,
no, because.
and I will tell you wholeheartedly, we already planned for a February install date of new equipment if the funds are available to us.
I think you all as a board should find a way to make it available. This is kids eating.
I wish we had a budget that wasn't defeated 3 years ago, it would have been fixed then.
I understand, but somewhere, somehow, I don't care if we get a grant or borrow or whatever you have to do. Kids not eating,
They are eating though, for the record, they're just not having pasta.
if I pull the menu every time there's a pasta item, is that the only thing that kettle cooks?
For the most part, correct.
What are the other things?
I can't answer that, I don't work in the kitchen.
But that's the whole point, shouldn't you know that? What
I
other-
should know that, but again, I don't work in the kitchen. If I worked in the kitchen, I
No,
would know.
Joe, Dr. Cirillo, what I'm saying is, I run a program, some people run programs, some people run businesses. If something wasn't working, should we not know what it is not meeting to fulfill the
Absolutely, I was
requirement?
advised loud and clear that the problem that we have prohibits us from cooking pasta in large quantities.
That's the only thing
To the
that's
best
not-
of my knowledge, I will have a rep from Pontonian better serve that answer
That's
next
what I
month.
mean, that's the only thing I know of.
That's the only thing I know of, and I'm not gonna confirm, deny. I see Joe Spilazzo shaking his head in the back. It's pasta, we've been advised. I'm gonna ask someone from Pontonian to be here.
Sure, but still, it's been a long time, and there's gotta be a way to fix it, it's food.
We tried, we did something internally, it didn't work. I apologize.
I know, but don't apologize to me,
No, I'm apologizing to
to the
everyone.
kids, to the community.
Maybe Ms. Doheny likes the pasta.
There wasn't even you know what it is too, there's no communication. You know how she doesn't know about the honor roll breakfast? This is a huge problem in the district. Unless we as parents seek out communication, and I've said this before at meetings, our websites have zero info. There is no information of, oh, report cards just went out, please expect honor roll breakfasts to be coming about. Nothing. The only thing I get is a Twitter alert here and there, but if you go on the website or if you don't follow Twitter, we really have no idea what's going on. Notices aren't sent home inside the folders. We're technology. Go online, put things online. Let us know what's going on, not just candy cane count. That's not the most important thing. An honor roll breakfast on there would have been nice. You know, I keep saying this. We really, really, really need to involve our community more so. You have a lot of parents who are very involved in their kids, but we all work. I was late because I got home late, and I have to make dinner, and then I have to come here. And that's fine, but I come. But most people, we all work. Technology, the website, it's the only thing we use. We used to get email blasts all the time, phone blasts, all that stopped all of a sudden. There's no information being given to parents. We're still putting papers in kids' folders that make it home sometimes. And it doesn't always have to be a negative thing.
As you know, I have 2 young children.
I know.
And for the record, those young boys bring home their folders with their papers in them, just like your kids
Their
do.
school website, I know, is amazing, correct?
For the record, we've hired a tech coordinator who's inundated with work, and I'm not
But
telling
you
you that,
know, you
Maria,
could-
we can go back and forth and I'll
No,
never
we
win.
don't have to just use technology. We can
We're
use the
trying.
students.
We're
I
trying.
know a lot of schools who use students to set up their websites and student web pages, and they can help put it up. It becomes part of the technology program at the school. You know, it doesn't just have to fall on one technology person. You can integrate it again as a community.
Okay.
I think communication is really, really important because we really don't know anything. And that was it, the cafeteria thing. I mean, buildings and grounds, we all know are falling apart. We can't keep addressing that, and that's really it. And the rest I speak to you daily, so I don't have to discuss it.
More than my wife.
Yeah, you, trust me. I know.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience? Yes.
Hi, Nancy Andrade, East Harriet Avenue. I'm not selling anything tonight, so you don't have to worry about that. But thank you all very much for contributing, especially to my principal, Jillian Vavanko. Her office was loaded with toys and food baskets. Melissa contribute. I mean, everybody in the schools really went above and beyond for all these kids that really needed it. I mean, it was amazing to see.
Nancy, for the record, it was the whole community.
No, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So to Ms.
Because it's-
Pasantes' point, the community
Okay,
was very
well
well
then-
involved.
The community is very involved.
Yeah, well then it was great though, it was unbelievable, so thank you all for that too. And one other thing, I didn't know about that Korean, which was very nice, that they donated that money. We do field trips too, couldn't we get a couple of?
So I think part of the issue is that they have world language teachers that service the students in those schools. So part of the grant
so it would just
originally
be that.
was.
Oh, okay.
So
They have
I've tried.
criteria attached,
Yeah.
Dr. Scott.
Oh, okay,
to that
all right, I just
Yeah,
thought,
I've tried.
They tell us how we.
Nice try.
yeah, I tried.
Yeah, for it.
Okay. All right, that's it, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody.
And thank you for coordinating and
I was
asking
just
all
gonna
of us
say
to
that.
do everything.
Oh,
Thank you.
no, it was awesome. I mean, no, but Jillian Babanco, I mean, it was amazing, and all her elves, Samantha, I mean, they were amazing, so, and all of you, so many of you took so many extra, and it's really wonderful, so, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Joe Spalazzo. Just one thing, on the personnel, the two custodians that were hired.
Yes,
have
sir.
their addresses where they come from reversed.
I'm sorry?
Their addresses are reversed.
That is a edit. I appreciate you bringing that
I
to our
just was
attention.
afraid that it might cause a problem for them, maybe because it was wrong, the addresses are in the wrong.
Mr. Spalazzo, thank goodness they're both in payroll. I appreciate you pointing that out, so we will modify in. Thank you, sir. You know what? You might be up for a promotion, secretarial.
Promotion?
He can't type, he said. Forget it. You're out. I'd have to post that anyway.
So Brandon is Richfield Park, and
Yes.
Jose is Pal Park.
Thank you, Joe.
I like the correction. Thank you.
Okay, can we have a motion to close audience participation?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We do have
We do
formal
have-
action after.
Okay, we do have to go into closed session. We will make,
I promise you, it will not be more than 5 minutes.
this time
Yeah,
it's just,
last time, just saying.
okay, yeah. It should